Hey everyone, Pupsker here, and today in Warframe, they brought back the rarest, hardest to farm weapon in the game, the Wolf Seldge. So if you don't know the history behind this weapon is actually godly. The base stats on it are good. It's a high impact and slash hammer, and it has insanely high status chance. The thing is, you can throw the Wolf Seldge like a glaive, so you can just straight up throw it out constantly, right? You can 100%, I'm cutting you off, Twitch chat, throw this Wolf Seldge the exact same as you would a glaive. This is my like YOLO casual build for throwing it right now. I just need one more status mod, but this weapon is actually godly. Why is it technically the hardest weapon to farm in game? And how are you actually able to farm it this week is the question. Well, regularly, the way you farm up the Wolf Seldge is you have to fight the Wolf of Saturn 6. Regularly in Warframe, the only real way to fight the Wolf of Saturn 6 is by buying the Wolf Beacon from Nora, fighting the Wolf, and just hoping that eventually you get all of the Wolf Seldge parts dropped from the Wolf of Saturn 6, right? This is the item. But Warframe has added in, for the Recall 10-0 event, week 3, the very third mission is fighting the Wolf of Saturn 6 himself. If we go and fight the Wolf of Saturn 6 himself, you'll see that it is a very normal, very average fight of a boss, right? The Wolf of Saturn 6 is just a normal boss. He has abilities, he'll rush at you, and he'll try to kill you with his hammer. But as long as you can just kind of heal up a little bit and attack him, the Wolf of Saturn 6 should be no problem. All you'll have to do is keep farming this mission, and you should eventually get the full Wolf Seldge parts for it. Essentially, yes, it's an Archon boss without the Archon. So all you really need to do is just, oh my god, you just need to go out of your way and farm the shit out of all of these items. Really, only doing it like 3 or 4 times will probably be good for a lot of people. You just have to get lucky on like that one drop, essentially, because until you get that one drop, like the actual blueprint might be all over the place. But hey, the nice thing about the Wolf of Saturn 6 farm right now is you can also farm other stuff. So you can farm the Wolf of Saturn 6 here for the Wolf Seldge. You can farm, if you feel like it, the Recall 10-0 second mission for the Path Assist, but the Zealoid Prelate, I believe, is a regular fight on Deimos. It was like the added in one. Yeah, so you don't need to do that or anything, because you have the regular Zealoid Prelate there. But if you don't want to buy Nihil's like Obule, or Nihil's Obulate, whatever it's called, I can't remember, you can go and do the first mission here, because this first mission is, there it is, sorry. This first mission is where you actually fight Nihil, and you can get the Vitrica from it. So, yeah, 30 minutes to an hour, you should pretty easily, I would say, be able to farm up a Wolf Seldge, and maybe, if you want to, an extra Wolf Seldge or two, because the price of Platinum for the Wolf Seldge instantly tanked the second this alert hit. The pricing for Wolf Seldge is now forever going to be tanked a lot, but over time, this mission's gonna go away, and the only way to farm the Wolf Seldge will then be the awful Nightwave Wolf Beacon. So, if you farm up extra sets for this Recall 10-0 Wolf Seldge event, you can then sell them later on for a higher amount of platinum, which is not a bad idea at all if you ask me, right? Not a bad idea at all. This first one, you can just farm for the Vitrica, so that's whatever, but this third one, you can farm for the Wolf Seldge. And I'm just gonna quickly show you why the Wolf Seldge is such a cool weapon, just quickly jumping into a random casual mission on Void Mott, right? It doesn't really matter. I just wanna show you the effectiveness and why the Wolf Seldge is considered such a cool, strong, OP type weapon, right? So you can just throw on the Wolf Seldge here. I only have 7 mods in it. This is not a full build, but this is obviously still like an insanely strong build. And I'm not even on Steel Path, so like these enemies are just gonna die to the paper cuts of nothing, right? So the nice thing about Wolf Seldge, that's right, it's straight up a glaive. You just throw it. You don't even need to use it as a melee weapon. So you can just like heavy attack or just throw it like that, and heavy attack to make it explode. Remember, it explodes on impact as well as explodes on hitting heavy attack. So it's like a glaive. It's essentially a Wolf Seldge hammer glaive. You go around, chuck it, and everyone will die. You can use it the exact same as an explosive melee glaive. So just keep doing that, and that's how you can just murder everyone with it and have a lot of fun messing around, really. Maybe it's not the most OP, most ridiculous, most anything weapon, but it's still ridiculously good. Has decent enough crit overall, has 33% status chance, so if you build it to just nuke everyone in status, it will. Either way, it's a really strong weapon, and this farm this week saves people tens of hours sometimes, if not like hours upon hours of farming for the Wolf Beacon. So, if you haven't, farm for the Wolf Beacon, get the weapon. It's really cool, and you can build it however you want in many different ways. So, it's a nice weapon, and people like it. And it's one of the hardest to farm in the game, other than like Lado Vandal and those things like that in ESO. So, as always, sub, like, favorite, and just remember these Warframe 10.0 alerts only last a week at a time. So if there's anything you need to farm specifically out of one of the missions for any reason, like this week's Wolf Seldge, get it done as soon as possible. Yeah, cheers.